the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Hands to Hester, and Hester, yep, got it, 5 out of 5.
From carrying each other to a natty to carrying each other on the air.
Flynn is back to throw for the end zone goal.
Live from the Raising Cane studio, it's Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back in. Hour number 3 of OTB here on this Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. That means we're going to catch up with our guy, Nick Underhill, New Orleans Football. Now, Nicholas, what is up, sir? How we doing?
Doing good. What's going on, guys?
Not too much. Just hanging out. And Flynn's tried the same joke about 7 times on the show. It hasn't hit yet. So typical Tuesday morning here on OTB. How about you, sir? How's life? I mean, you got the draft coming up, and I'm sure you're trying to swim through all the different rumors to see which one's true.
Yeah, I'm excited that we're 10 days away from actually having someone to talk about instead of just theorizing about different guys. And you start talking yourself into guys that you didn't like, and start talking yourself out of guys that you did like. It's just kind of like you're staring at the same puzzle for too long, and you start questioning how the pieces go together. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting because I think this is when you start to get a little bit more clarity if you know how to swim through the muck.
Right.
There's a lot of BS out there, and the truth starts coming out a little bit right now too. So I think the picture's actually starting to clear up a little bit. But I'm ready to just kind of, hey, how does so and so fit on the team instead of how might so and so fit on the team.
Is there anything that you're hearing as far as offense, defense? Because like we talked about a couple of weeks ago, I think the Saints are in a really good position to get a really good player. I think there's going to be 4 players available once we start at number 6 in the Cleveland Browns, and one of those players is going to find its way to the Saints. But are you hearing any side of the ball maybe is kind of winning out in some of those conversations?
Yeah, I mean, I think offensively, you're the guy that you might get at that spot might be more of a traditional top 10 type looking pick. As far as because it's a weaker draft. We've talked about that a bunch of times. There's a lot of guys here that I think are great at 15, but usually aren't. Yeah. Hey, this guy looks like a top 10 pick, and even those guys become problematic, right? I mean, Jordan Tyson, I think he's probably the easiest guy in the top 10 to watch, where you watch him and you're like, oh my God, this guy is unbelievable. This is Odell Beckham in the air.
Right.
He glides, he flies, and then, the hamstrings and, there's weird whispers about the competitiveness and, all that stuff was out there about T-Mac last year too. And it ended up not being an issue. The hamstring is something you really got to have an answer for though. And the Saints have been burned by that type of player before. Marcus Davenport, incredibly talented. The scouting of the player was absolutely 100% right. The evaluation of the off-field wasn't, and that burned them. But with Lattimore, it was, the hamstring issue, and they decided it wasn't an issue, and that ended up paying off. So if you go that direction, you just got to make sure you're right. But for me, trying to clarify it, I think you stop listening to what people say. And, for the last 15 years, I've been trying to decipher what they do, and we usually get pretty close to it. And, you can kind of just read the patterns a little bit, and everything I'm seeing right now in terms of what they're doing and how they're operating and what they're saying and what they're not saying and who they're signing and who they're not signing and who they're extending and who they're not extending tells me very, very much that running back is in play.
Yeah. And is that in the 40, 42, or is that the third round, or 8?
He said 8.
8?
I think at 8. I'm looking for it at 8. Yeah, I'm looking for it at 8. I mean, my understanding of the Alvin thing is that they're waiting until after the draft to make a decision on what they're going to tell him they're going to do. They haven't even told him what they're going to do. So that to me says anything's in play at that position. And I don't think you put that thing on pause and you play it the way you're playing it if 8 isn't in play at running back. That tells me that they must have a really high grade on Jeremiah Love, and they're open to the possibility. Like
Yeah.
that's what that tells me. That's how I read it.
What's your gut tell you? Do you think he'll be available? Or are you
No.
trying to say no?
I don't think so.
Are you trying to say they might try to go up?
I don't think they'd go up for him, but I think if he's there, they'd absolutely draft him. But here's where I think things stand with Alvin. I think they're waiting till after the draft, and if they draft somebody that they feel can take over that depth chart, even with the signing of HN, I think they'd move on from him. And if they don't, I think you go to him then and you say, hey, like you're coming back with it, but it's going to be at this price. Are you willing to do that? And I don't think that there's going to be much. It's going to be like the Cam thing. Like here's the number, and you can come back or you can't, and that's up to you. But a guy like that that's been around for so long, playing it the way they are, just kind of with the uncertainty of it, it's just. You could talk yourself into a million things and they can say a million things, but like we've all been around this game long enough, like people say stuff and then they do stuff and you got to pay attention to what they're doing and what they're doing. I mean, it seems crystal clear to me. Like that is a definite possibility if he's there. And, I think a lot of people think he is the best player in this draft. It's a positional value argument, but I mean, that's a whole different thing. But yeah, I mean, I just can't interpret their actions any other way.
I don't think he'll be there either, but it feels like the player that's going to be there with the most value is going to be on the defensive side of the football. Now, you could take, like, Tyson is an option, and if he didn't have the soft tissue stuff, then I would be like, absolutely go sign off on that one. That scares me a little bit because of the team that we're talking about and how much they've been burned, like you said there. But, yeah, Jeremiah Love, look, I mean, he's incredibly talented. You got H.N. there, but still, like, you would look to add a player like that. What about, let's flip it to the other side of the football, like defensive player, if they had their choice of defensive guy, because honestly, like 2 through 8, we don't know how it's going to play out. Like we think we got an idea, but David Bailey could fall, Arvell Reese could fall, Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs, all these guys could fall a little bit. But of the guys that are in that conversation, which one would the Saints immediately turn in their card on the defensive side if he fell to them?
I still think it'd be Downs, yeah, and I think that top 8 is like Muaga. All of a sudden, in the the 25th hour or whatever, I don't know what the phrase is. What was the Ed Norton movie, the 25th hour? Like in the 25th hour, it's like coming out that he has the back injury and it might need surgery at some point. And is that a real thing or is it someone trying to make him fall? Like I've heard from other teams that he has a back thing, so I think it's a real thing. I don't know if it's like overstated or not, but that could affect him. Like, if he slides out, does somebody else go up and now does your picture change at 8? So like that, yeah, I mean, all you need is a couple unexpected things and anything could happen. I think it would be Downs, Bailey for sure. Like Bailey is the most Saints player of all time. High upside, high athleticism, questions about the actual production. Like, that's the guy they draft every single time. I think they definitely take him. I know they like Ruben Bain quite a bit. I think defensively, I think there would be a strong push for Caleb Downs. So I think that would be a guy that they would really like. I think he fits what they want to do. I think the all else fails option would be Delane, and I think they'd be very happy with him. But you'd have to change your philosophy a little bit to take him. But yeah, I think it'd be Downs.
Would Downs be like Derwin James was for Staley in LA?
Yeah, like so their ideal way to cover the slot is not like what they want a safety in there. They want an overhang player, someone that can do a lot of different stuff. Yeah, it would be that's the vision they have for it, but they're so early in building this thing out that I don't think it's married to like, well, we got to get this guy to fit so it doesn't break anything else. They're early enough in this to like change their philosophy and how they want to do things. But ideally, I've been told that that's a safety type player and less of a corner.
Yeah.
All right, Nick. I think it's kind of easy to kind of get so micro focused on the 8th pick. But let's look at the whole draft in general. There's a lot more players that are going to be taken besides just that 8th pick. The Saints go into the draft with 8 picks, I believe. We'll set the over-under at 8.
Under for sure. Yeah, that's easy money, man.
That's easy money. They're going to come away with less than 8 draft picks, huh?
Always, yeah. Like what was the year? I think it was like 20. It was the COVID year. They just like traded all their picks to get out of day 3 to draft Adam Troutman, and everybody just went home early. Like,
Oh my God. No, let's come away
Yeah,
with more.
yeah, they never make all their picks. I think that's the easiest. I'll end up being wrong. But that would be the easiest bet of all time. If I seen that on FanDuel, I would hammer the under. Like, it's just like the odds and the history tell you that they're gonna want somebody and they're gonna target somebody and they're gonna go get them. It's the least patient group of people in the world.
It's like buying a scratch off, right? The more you buy, the better chance you got of hitting, right? Like the odds are low later in the draft pick, but you just take more guys because somebody's going to pan out.
My grandma D had the same philosophy on scratch offs, and she never won. So I don't.
All right, okay. Let's look at this. Let's just say 7 players are taken. Who has the majority, offensive side of the ball or defensive side of the ball?
I'm going to say defense because it was so offensive focused overall. I think okay. So if you're asking me to guess it, I'm laying it out. I'm making my gamble. I think big spend on offense early and then filling out on defense the rest of the way, like kind of more defense on offense. But I think offensively, one of those first 2, and I'd even lean 8 offense, and after that, I think it's going to be a defense heavy draft.
All right.
Jacob's so mad right now.
No, it's good. I'm just sitting there and I'm thinking about 11 personnel right now. If the New Orleans Saints had a game, it would probably be Juwan Johnson at tight end. It would be Achane at back. It would be Chris Olave, Devon Vele, and Mason Tipton.
Yeah.
And I don't love any of the receivers in the top 10 just because Tyson's my favorite and the injury stuff it scares me. They have to get a receiver in the first 3 picks of this draft, right?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with you totally. Like, Tyson's my favorite one to watch.
Yeah.
Easy watch. Two seconds in, yeah, like you can draft that guy and then it's everything else. Tate's the safer pick. If you're not a gambler, I lean. Look again. I'm just reading tea leaves here. I lean Tyson for the Saints because they always make the risky pick. Like, they always go for the upside. They always chase it. And Tate's they're Kevin Costner and Tin Cup, man. Like, they're just going to keep going for it, and that's how they play. So yeah, I think they got to get one though. You can't go in there with Mason Tipton. You can't gamble with Jalen Pope. You can't. The guy from Tampa, Palmer. You can't make bets on these guys.
Is there a type of receiver you think? I mean, is it Denzel Boston type? Is it the Zachariah Branch type? Like, what kind of mold of receiver do you think they'll attack?
I think it'd be Tyson or Tate. I like the fit of Lemon a lot, like, personally, but yeah, we're off the point of like what I like and what I think and what I think I know. Like, I think those things have diverged a little bit. So I think it'd be Tyson or Tate, and just looking at if they're going at 8, be going Tyson or Tate, and their history just tells me that they're a Tyson team. Like, that's just the way they go. They go into Grandma D's escort and get covered in cigarette ashes and lottery dust because they're gamblers. Like, that's just kind of what they do.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's go.
Scratch off dust.
All right. Okay, just because I got to do it every week. Obligatory Chris Olave question. Go.
I'm sorry. My sound is like bad right now.
No, you're all
He just basically said Chris Olave.
Chris Olave, go.
Still in the holding pattern. I think he's excited to see a team that gets a weapon too, though, because I think that could make his life a lot easier. So, yeah, I think kind of it's just the negotiation. Look, I bet this thing gets done July 30th or something like that. Like, I bet it probably. I wouldn't be surprised if it takes a day or two of camp. Even though I don't think he's that type of guy. He's got that type of agent. So, just historically, we've seen these standoffs. It's either at the beginning of camp or it's the first week of September. I guess this year it's second week of September. That's usually when these things get done.
They're not like planning for the worst to happen with that going into this draft, are they?
No, I think actually, I think that there's a couple things with Chris. Like, he had that blood clot. There's 2 types of blood clots, and without getting too deep in the woods, there's a good kind and a bad kind. The bad kind is when you don't know what causes it. The good kind is you know what caused it, and it can be prevented. his came back. A couple doctors looked at it. It was the good type of blood clot. So I think that concern's gone. But I think their plan right now is to overspend even around Tyler Shuck because they can, and to go with that approach. And then I think, when Tyler's getting the second contract, I think you go a little bit cheaper at that position. I think there's probably an idea of, the positional value there is that you can't pay 20 guys, but I think you pay one and you fill out around them with Tate, Tyson, somebody else, and kind of go about it that way. But yeah, I think everything's good there. There's posturing for sure. I mean, like I've heard a couple things about just numbers and everything, but like I don't think it's anything abnormal. And I think they're both motivated to stay together. I think Chris is really happy. I know he loves playing with Chuck. I think he's excited about where they're going. And I don't know that was always the case, but I know that he's definitely in that headspace right now. So I do expect it to get done. And they got time to get it done too. Like it doesn't even have to be, right now. So yeah, I think it eventually gets there.
All right, Nick, last one before we let you go. Catching up with our guy, Nick Underhill, NewOrleans.football. What's the latest, or is there anything with Cam Jordan and what his future looks like? Is he going to play? Is it going to be for the Saints? Like, where do we think that is? Or is it going to have to be one of those deals that you're just going to have to wait until after the draft to maybe see if a guy falls to you?
The offer's on the table. It's been on the table. Cam's in Japan, enjoying his life.
Yeah.
Not stressing about it. Look, there's an offer there. They could draft an edge. They could draft two edges, and the offer's not going to go away.
Right.
Like they're keeping the door open. They're keeping the lights on. If Cam wants to come back, he can come back. The thing is, if the number was enticing enough to get him through the door, it'd be done. Like I don't think Cam wants to leave either.
Right.
I think they just need to find a spot where, like, he took a pay cut last year and then earned all his incentives. And I think he probably feels a type of way of like, hey, look, I did you guys a solid last year. I proved it.
Yeah.
Don't ask me to do the incentives again. Like, pay me for what I did.
Right.
And I think they probably want to do it like, hey, look, it worked last year and you're going to be 37. Let's do it at this number and you can earn the upside. And I think they just got to find. Yeah, I would bet Cam's asking for like $10 million, and I would bet the Saints are offering like 6.5 or 7. And I think they just got to find a way to feel good about it. I don't think he's asking for too much. I think they just got to come off their stances a little bit. But I don't think they're going to close the door on him. I don't think they want to see him finish his career anywhere else.
Right.
But that this is Mickey, man. He sets a number, and they're shrewd. Like they'll grind it out, and they'll wait. And look, if he was gonna leave, he probably would have left. Like so, it's just like they gotta just find a spot like where they can both take a step toward each other. And I think ultimately it happens. I don't think he wants to leave, but I do think that the number has to represent a level of respect from his point of view.
All right, there he is, our guy Nick Underhill, NewOrleans.football.
I have absolutely no sound left coming through.
My man just hung up.
See ya.
He said, I have absolutely no sound coming through. Bye. But he didn't say
It made
bye.
a little sound, too.
It made a little clicky.
All right.
It had a little hiccup.
Yeah,
to the sound of it.
I had to take my headphones off because I was bothering me.
Yeah.
Sorry to
Well,
the
I can
listeners.
tune out in the elite level. So I was just focused in on the
Hopefully our
words
listeners
that were
can't
coming
tune out
through.
at an elite level.
No, the distraction and just concentrate on the words.
Just focus. Hyper focus. Smart.
That's
Well
right. All right, we'll be back. More
Good
OTB
stuff from Nick, by the way.
here from the Raising Cane studio.
Off the bench.
All right, if your office isn't running as efficiently as it should, well, it might be time to upgrade with Gulf Coast Office products. From copiers and printers to manage IT services and document solutions, GCOP helps your business stay productive and secure. They don't just sell equipment, they provide customized solutions that fit your company's needs. Plus, with local service and support, you never get stuck waiting when something goes down. If you're ready to take your office to the next level, visit gcopnet.com today. That is gcopnet.com.
That's right. Gulf Coast Office Products, the best in Louisiana. Offices in New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Mandeville, Lafayette. If you run an office, if you work in an office, whether it's a one-person office, two-person, 2,000, it doesn't matter. Gulf Coast Office Products is the partner that you should have running that office technology. From the best technology around to that award-winning service team that keeps you up and running when things go down. Go check them out, Gulf Coast Office Products, gcopnet.com.
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn. Presented by Community Steel.
Welcome back in OTB here live from the Raising Cane's studio. Of course, our Tuesday show is brought to you by Community Steel, CommunitySteelCo.com. Buildings, sheeting, components, CommunitySteelCo.com.
Make the studio look so sick.
Ah, it's so
It
good.
does yellow.
Yellow pop.
It does.
Is
Pop.
yellow our color?
It's not my color,
It's-
but
I mean,
I
what is
think
it
it
doing to
might
our
be my
skin
color.
tone right
It's
now?
Matt's
mean,
color.
I
Every
think
morning,
if you've got a little tan, yellow can be a good color for you.
every morning I come in to set up the studio on Tuesdays. Matt loves doing the lights.
I do.
I come in there, they're done.
Look
He
how
already sets them up.
perfect the yellow shade matches. I did that.
It does. Our logo's got yellow. Cane's has yellow. Community Steel has yellow.
It's not a big
The
deal.
Chargers helmet has yellow.
I want to figure out how to make a My High yellow situation. What flavor would go with yellow? I don't want banana.
Lemon.
Lemon.
Lemon
Lemonade.
lime.
I already got lemon lime.
Change it
Banana.
to change it
he
to
said
yellow.
he doesn't want banana.
I, don't
I
want
mean, those are the
banana.
only two that I can
It's
think of.
banana.
I tell you what you can
Pineapple.
do.
We'll just make some up.
You could do a pineapple.
Yeah, we can do that.
Pineapple could work.
Yeah, we can make something up too. Just like
Yellow apple.
Passion
Foxhole
fruit.
Blast.
I like
Whatever.
it. I
Just
like
be anything.
Foxhole Blast.
Flavored like whatever.
Yep.
Mix all of your flavors together.
Maybe that'll be our caffeine drink color. Yellow.
I think it should be. Ooh, what can you call a yellow caffeine flavored My High? Buzz?
Ooh.
Buzz buzz.
I don't hate Buzz.
Yeah. Got bees.
A
Get a
bees
little
in
caffeine
the
buzz.
trap.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities, Bo.
Let's do this.
It's really just you.
Well, I
We'll
need
back you up.
I need a watermelon,
A grape.
a grape, like a tiger's blood situation, and like my number one request is the pickle one.
That's true. It probably just needs to be like a shot, though.
Yeah.
A lot of people
I
do
would do a
shoot the
pickle
My
shot.
packets, though.
Yeah, I
like,
do.
there's a ton of people that just shoot.
I
They don't
thought
even mix
about
them in water,
doing that
which is
before.
not recommended, but
I do
whatever.
it.
I've thought about doing that before, but I have not yet.
That's sterile, and I like the taste.
Oh, I like the taste.
Anywho's,
Stay hydrated.
get on that,
DrinkMyHigh.com.
please.
Hell yeah.
I know. I have been. I'm not even gonna say lazy. It's just there hasn't been a lot of time to launch the new flavors. It's been,
Yeah.
I'm trying to hydrate the world.
Yeah, I get it.
I get it. Yeah.
We need to do it.
You are hydrating the world.
Maybe we need to grow the team.
God, somebody's only been telling you that for like the entire company existence.
Takes cash to do that, pal.
Can't wait for the Foxhole Blast.
These cars are going to buy themselves.
Stars are not going to buy
Hey, you're gonna hit one day.
He's hit. He's hit. He's hit. He has hit. And now that he's actually motivated to hit even more, because he actually listed some.
Bingo.
All right. I do want to tell you about a little raffle that my foundation has right now, because we were going to make a spot, but the Fun Police stepped in. So I'm going to tell you about it now. Go to
God.
x.com/JacobHester18 to find more information. It is our foundation raffle. You get 4 LSU game tickets, pregame field passes, a game day facilities tour. You get an autographed number 18 jersey, and all of that can be had for just $20. That's how much an entry cost. Now, there's no limit on the entries. You can have as many as you want. You can send in 10, 20, 100 if you feel so led to do so. So a couple of different ways to enter: PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. The drawing for the winner is going to be live here on the show Friday, May the 1st. So we will have the big spinny wheel behind us, and we'll pick a winner.
Love a wheel.
And so you'll have plenty of time. So May 1st, the game's obviously not until September the 12th. So you'll have plenty of time to schedule travel, do the whole deal. Make sure you're here for the Louisiana Tech game. So again, the more entries you have, the better chance you have to win. And the information, the flyer, can be found at x.com/JacobHester18. It is pinned right there to the top of my profile. And yes, Flynn, you can enter. You can absolutely win. This isn't one of those contests where it's like,
Sure.
you're not eligible to win. Anybody can. Alondra, Tate, Brain across the hall, Cade, if he feels so inclined.
Thank you.
Cassie, who's probably slouched down in her chair right now, ordering Chick-fil-A. She can win too.
Talking someone's ear off.
Yeah, she never stops talking. It's
Yeah,
Shut up already, Cassie.
unbearable.
We work right next to each other. Sometimes I got to tell her to chill.
Yeah,
Like Cassie, like
relax a little bit.
leave the talking to a minimum, please. I'm trying to concentrate. It's definitely not the other way around.
I was going to say.
It's not, and it's not. I would tell you if it was.
Did you see what they did?
I really thought
Cassie's like,
when you said
What?
that, you said leave the talking to a minimum right now.
I thought you were going to say to a man.
Oh,
I
my
thought you were
gosh.
going to say leave the talking to the man
I thought so
right now.
too.
Because it was a hard M.
See, you put me in a bad spot
I
over
know.
something I didn't do.
Yep. Sexist.
I know. It's ridiculous. It's 2026, Taylor.
26. Women can do stuff.
Sorry, guys.
right?
I don't remember saying that, but I apologize anyways.
just like the Elvis Hall of Fame thing, God.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Yeah, sorry. I've ruined the show.
How dare you just believe everything you read
Yeah.
And see.
and see? You got to see it to read it. In fairness.
No, I'm saying like I actually went and it was they had a big thing.
Hey, there's a baseball game tonight.
Northwest. Whoa, is that over the
Alondra.
air? Or did we just hear
Your
that?
mic is hot right now.
Whoa.
Trying to knock off that 4-game losing
You
streak.
got to.
One
You
thing
got
about me,
to.
I'm gonna be
got to.
honest.
Remember Northwestern last year got after you in Tiger Stadium, in Alec Box. Got after you.
A run
A
roll.
get right game then.
Whew. You got to do something.
Got to break a 4-game skid here.
We talked about it yesterday multiple times. It's not only the 4-game skid, but it's what's coming down the tracks. And what's coming down the tracks ain't easy. I mean, you're about to go A&M at home, who's the number 9 team in the country, and then you got to
Just
go
beat
to
Texas.
Stark Vegas against Mississippi State.
Who's kind of on a little bit of a downward, but
you
you still have to go to Starkville.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're not as good as I thought they were going to be to this point.
Yeah.
But LSU knows when you go play at Mississippi State, you're going to get the crowd's very best, even
Yeah.
if you're bad. That crowd is going to see purple and gold, and they're going to get after you. So you get one little come up for a breath against South Carolina. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They're bad. But then it goes right back into you travel to Athens, Georgia to take on the top team in the SEC. Then you host Florida, and then it's SEC tournament time.
Yeah.
So Florida, Georgia, Mississippi State, Texas A&M, gauntlet.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Like you've made a run before. Like you've been behind the 8 ball before, but you're 6-9 in the easy part of your schedule.
Yeah.
Like your schedule's getting tougher.
Yeah. But it is a Tuesday, and we can't overlook a Tuesday. The Tigers have lost to McNeese, Northeastern, Lafayette, and Bethune-Cookman this year. On those.
Guys, their RPI, we talked about it before the Ole Miss series, is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
It's not great. Like, you got to fight to make the postseason right now. And
Yeah.
when I say fight like hell
Yeah.
to make the postseason. Do you have one of those runs? Will Helmers was in here with us yesterday. He was talking about the year after they won in 23. Like, they fought hard, and they got to the Chapel Hill Regional, and then they fought there. And, I mean, Will gave you performance of a lifetime. Guy was out there just shoving that day, and remember, like, just couldn't. different moments. Like
I think we've seen the skill, we've seen the talent, we've seen the skill set that this team has in order to be able to go on a run. But I mean, it just seems like at times this year there hasn't been a phase of the game that hasn't struggled, that you kind of hold your breath at. Defense, starting pitching, relief pitching. Of course, the lineup goes in these crazy lulls, but then all of a sudden they explode. Like we don't have to have the 10-run innings. Let's just spread it out through the game, right? You don't have
I've been trying to say that. Like, just put the ball in play.
Yeah.
Why are you swinging out your shoes every single time?
Yeah. And that's just what it feels like, that almost every phase of the game has at times seems like a real struggle for this team, which is frustrating because you've seen the good.
Right.
You've seen it. Maybe not consistently on defense, but you've seen the good pitching.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen incredible hitting. And that's what's frustrating. But and we've seen the bad. We've seen them lose way too many games they shouldn't be having any business losing.
Yeah. I think it was Will that was saying it yesterday, that like it's not ever all good. Like it's either the offense is good and the defense is not, or it's like the defense, you don't have any errors and the pitching isn't great, or the pitching's on fire and you're not producing at the plate. Like it can never all be cohesive.
It's kind of like the story of Brian Kelly's
Yes, I was
tenure
just
here at
about to
LSU,
say that.
right?
It's like we talked about complimentary football all season with Brian Kelly, and like I don't feel like we're playing any complimentary baseball right now.
It's a good comp.
Yeah. So it's hard to watch. As somebody that like sits and watches literally every single game, even like in
you do,
even like when we did the Chapel Hill Regional, that wasn't a great season either. But I was at the box, I was watching every single game. Like this is hard to watch.
Yeah.
And I've never been like I can't watch this, but it's hard to watch.
Yeah, in that regional final, our guy Will
pitch away.
went 5 2/3, only gave up 2 hits, struck out 4.
Well, even that season, you felt like you had a shot because you had Gage jump Luke Holman.
Yeah.
Like you felt like you had a chance. Like
Gage tried to come in and close that game, and we all know how that went. You know what? Also, like looking at that box score, you know what we missed out on that we've always had when we've made runs? The bad body god. We got the wrong one.
We got the wrong one.
Well,
because Nate Ackenhausen went an inning, struck out all 3.
Yeah.
In that
Tommy
same
White
game.
saved 2 runs in that game.
Yeah, Kay Beloso.
Yeah, Riley Cooper.
Riley Cooper.
Pearson's been good.
Yeah.
Pearson's been good.
I'm on the fence about him, but
yeah, and I don't know that I call him like the bad. Oh, we're talking about like
Riley Cooper and Nate Ackenhausen were like,
yeah, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, but you just said
Dork.
like Beloso, so I was like, I was kind of a comp there, right?
yeah.
That's
a comp.
Yeah, it's a comp. Yeah.
I don't know.
Got to have the bad body god to win.
Hey,
It's tried and true.
0-4 since sitting Zach York.
Yeah, but I mean, you're getting better production. But
I know.
I mean,
can anybody tell me who started that North Carolina regional final? Because it wasn't Will. Will came in after an inning and a third.
I was doing that game.
I can't remember.
I'm going to give y'all a hint that's going to give it away.
Okay.
Ended up being much better after he left LSU.
Oh, this is Sam Dutton.
Sam Dutton.
Yep.
Oh, Sammy Dutton.
Samuel Dutton in that regional final gave you no innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 earned runs.
And then
3 batters.
Will was right after? Or was it Nate?
No, Coleman came in.
Oh, Coleman. Yep.
Gave you an inning and a third, and then Will came in, gave you 5 2/3. Ackenhausen came in, gave you an inning,
and then you went.
And then Gage Jump went 2 innings.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, Gage Jump was good.
Yeah, he was.
He's soaring through the minor leagues right now. Gage
I mean,
Jump
speaking of crushing it for pitching for LSU, did y'all see Kate Anderson
Yep.
his last couple outings?
Yeah.
Struck out 11
He's
in
unreal.
his last outing. Hasn't given up in 2 starts. Hasn't given up a run.
Is that
good?
Is that good?
It's pretty good. Like I think if you as a baseball team, if you go into the game without giving up runs, you got a decent shot at winning.
Yeah. Pretty decent.
Unless you're Paul Skeens.
Yeah.
Then it's like 50-50.
Kate Anderson's awesome, but he's not that dominating force, that presence on the mound. So I had no idea how he would actually translate to the next level because he's not this guy ripping 100 and.
I mean, he'll dial it up there. But
He'll dial it up.
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying, though.
Yeah, like when you see Skeens on the mound, you're like, oh God.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's not that that dominating, intimidating factor that's standing on the mound. But my God, he's pitching incredible right now.
Unreal.
So,
it's unreal. Like, and
to
he
do
was
it just fresh.
Yeah. Well, I feel like even his first season at LSU when he was pitching in the midweeks, we were like, okay, this guy's going to be really good. Because I think he had like 13 strikeouts versus Southeastern. And after that, people were like, ooh. And then he comes and is the Friday starter, and he was great. He was Kate Anderson and Anthony Ianson. That 1-2 punch was legendary. Like, I don't know if we'll ever see something like that again.
It's hard. It's harder now to get something like that. It feels like, just because it's so hard to keep two frontline starters on the same team.
With Casey Evans coming out of the bullpen.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Right.
And you had Zach Cowan too. So I mean, it just. But I was doing the Jay Johnson show last night, and he said that hopefully Cooper Moore will have at least one inning this weekend.
Okay.
He's like, if I can get one scoreless inning from Cooper Moore, I'm happy with that.
Right.
So we might see Cooper Moore in some sort of capacity, very limited, but in some sort of capacity this weekend. And I feel like that's a really good sign, because if it was more serious.
All right, we got to take a break. LSU series this weekend, Friday, 6 p.m. first pitch. Saturday, it's going to be a night game, 7 p.m. first pitch, and then Sunday going to be 1 p.m. first pitch. Big series. I mean, top 10 team in the country. You got an opportunity to bounce back. You got to take it right now, because, again,
fixes
it
everything.
does not get easier. All right, we'll step away. More OTB when we come back live from the Raising Cane studio.
Off the bench.
All right, go to FABT.com. FABT.com, First American Bank and Trust. They've got all the bells and whistles of any national bank that you deal with, but they got the down-home customer service of a local bank. They know your name. They know your face. You're not just another account number to them at First American Bank and Trust. They've been in the game for over 100 years. You don't stay in the game that long unless you're doing everything the right way with that kind of customer service. And again, that's exactly what you get every single time with First American Bank and Trust. So go to the website today. Sign up for your account at FABT.com.
Our First American Bank and Trust, been in business for more than 100 years. That's 100 years of doing business the right way, working with locals to help them achieve all their goals, whether it's personal goals, whether it is business goals. No phone trees, no out-of-state decision. It's just absolute honest banking that is built on trust. So whether you're opening a first account, refinancing a home, taking your business to the next level, at First American Bank and Trust is with you every step of the way. Local people, local decisions, FABT.com.
Off the bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn. Presented by Community Steel.
All right, welcome back in OTB. Baseball, not the only team in action tonight. Softball as well. Record now 28-14, 21-5 inside of Tiger Park. So a team that certainly, got back to their winning ways last weekend. Big series against Arizona, and you kind of start to see some momentum. You got a win against Oklahoma, but like all the games were highly competitive. Remember that first game against Oklahoma, you lost in 8 innings. You come back the next day, you win 3-1, and they got away from you late in game number 3. But then you go on the road against Missouri, you win a series there. Then you come back at home, you win a series against number 12 Arizona. Now you got to go show that you can do it on the road. You're going quick trip right across the basin there to Lafayette, taking on Louisiana Lafayette. That game's going to be first pitch at 6 p.m. So looking forward to that. You got Ole Miss coming to town as well. Finally, Ole Miss comes to Baton Rouge. My God. Got to go there. Back-to-back football seasons. Baseball had to go there. So Ole Miss is coming to town Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday, 6 p.m., Saturday, 5 p.m., and Sunday at 1 p.m.
Let's go. Little get right series for they can get back the baseball team back by winning the softball.
And LSU's still a ranked softball team right now, and trying to get that SEC record to look a little bit better. And they got Ole Miss, and then it's Mississippi State, and then I believe you finish up with the Auburn Tigers at home. for your last SEC series. So we'll have Coach Betterina back on the show, probably going to slide back into that Thursday spot. So hopefully we catch up again with her this week. Always pretty cool to be able to just to get on a bus and go play a little away game. You don't have that in football. Actually,
we did it.
We did against Tulane.
We sure did.
Yeah, maybe not such a good idea because Matt just got sacked again from that game.
Game hurt.
I mean,
as a fan,
that
God,
man
that
was
was a
taking
frustrating
some
game to
hits.
I don't understand it. It's because of 10:30 in the morning.
It was in the
Central Standard Time.
A sleepy Superdome.
Oof.
I don't even really remember anything like outside of you getting smacked.
I know.
To this day, I hate the white, purple, white because of that game.
I love the
The uniform
That's the first
did
time
look
I saw
good,
it.
but
I scored 2 touchdowns in that game and still hate everything about it.
that low life SOB defensive back for Tulane that year tried to rip my eye out.
Call his name out.
I actually don't know who it is. He
Remember his number?
He fish hooked my eyeball.
Oh,
We all know this dude does not remember names.
that's true. Touche.
No doubt.
That's why I started wearing visors because people just get egregious in those piles.
It did. His finger it touched the back of my eyeball.
Yeah, I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember his number? I got the roster.
It was almost. You almost saw me walking off with my eye hanging on a string.
Pointing to Jack. Hey, what do I do here?
So fake an injury.
He doesn't remember.
Go down.
He doesn't remember the number, y'all. It's Flynn.
Oh no! I didn't see him. He had my eyeball.
You couldn't see
the
him 'cause
fish hook.
he had your eye. Fair enough. All right. I want to tell you about our friends over at Tommy's Windows Doors
Tommy.
and also siding. Go
You changed that
Tommys.com.
up.
Change that one up.
GAUX, Tommys with a Y.com. You'll clearly see the difference when you go to the website. Award-winning year after year after year. If you're watching on YouTube, you see the banners there, right? We always say it. LeBron promised those banners in Miami. Tommy's delivered those banners here in Baton Rouge.
Dang, dude.
Yeah.
Dang.
Not 1, not 2, not 3.
Spin those rhymes.
Tommy's did. Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. Go to the website today. Set up your appointment. Go Tommys.com.
I can't remember when they install something. It's like they guarantee it for a couple of years.
A lifetime.
Lifetime.
Yep.
Oh,
That's a lot of years.
a lot of years.
Hopefully.
Stay healthy.
Stay cool. Stay clean.
Go Thomas.
.com. All right, we will take a break, and when we come back, we'll have a little Ask the Bench brought to you by Dos Equis. Can they get those on the text line as well? All right, 225-499-1045. Not a big deal. Just remember that twice in a row. You can also put those inside the chat, and we'll get to as many as we can to wrap up today's OTB.
Off the bench.
Or go to PelicanRoof.com. PelicanRoof.com is the website for Pelican Roofing. Of course, they are the leader in any roof need that you have, roof repair, roof replacement. You see it right there. That's not just us saying that. Look at the reviews. They're right there on the homepage. 5-star after 5-star. Actually, testimonials from their past clients, so you know that. But we always love telling you about what they do in the local communities. In Lafayette, in Baton Rouge, offices in both. And they've always got the Mother's Day roof giveaway, the Veterans Day roof giveaway, the Run with Rufus that they put on every single year for Louisiana family in need. They are all about the local communities here in South Louisiana, and they're going to take pride in their roofing project as well. Go to PelicanRoof.com.
Sorry, PelicanRoof.com. And go to their website. If you have to get a new roof replacement, go to their website. They got a financing tab there, and you can start that financing project we know it's a big financial decision. They can help you through the entire process, 0% APR financing. Go check them out, PelicanRoof.com.
Off the bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn. Presented by Community Steel.
All right, welcome back in. OTB here live from the Raising Cane's studio. You can never forget about our friends over at K2Z. K2ZBlinds.com, KTOZBlinds.com, K2Z Interiors and Outdoor Living. Brandon Bart and the team been doing it since 2004. That was a very long time ago. I was a freshman in college in 2004. Alondra, how old were you in 2004?
6.
Taylor, how old were you in 2004?
8.
Exactly. And they've been in the game that long. Brandon Barton and the team going to know your space, learn your space, change your space in a matter of minutes. KTZBlinds.com.
I've been so sick if you were 7.
Jesus. All right, let's go to the chat now and hopefully the text line. We are going to answer your questions. Ask the Bench brought to you by Ice Cold Dos Equis. That's where you make the sound. Ask the Bench, best trash talker in sports.
Conor McGregor. Hands down, it's Conor McGregor.
I mean, that's if not the top, one of the top for sure. Like that's.
I mean, he could sell a fight.
I mean, Floyd Mayweather couldn't even keep up with him.
Yeah, I mean that's the answer. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of like somebody I played.
Yeah, like in a
against,
tradition, like the more like one of the big three sports. I mean, we've heard Michael Jordan's really good.
I think Phillip Rose is really good. I'm gonna be honest with you. Without cursing, and you can still make an impact trash talking. That's a skill. And that man talked trash to everybody.
My dad told me a story about when he was playing. He had this linebacker that was real nasty, and he walked up in the A gap, and my dad looked at him and said, "You're a cream puff."
Cream puff is great.
That guy was probably never the same.
Never the same in his head.
Hashtag Ask the Bench, best 80s band.
That's
Best or
hard.
favorite?
Right, because everybody's is going to be different.
My favorite's Journey. I love Journey.
Journey's great.
That's
I mean,
really
there's so
tough.
many different, incredible like genres and styles.
Yeah,
of
80s music
Yeah.
is all over the place in the best
I mean,
way
we go
possible.
Holland. We do Holland Oates a lot.
I know.
Yeah.
I love Hall & Oates.
Stevie Nicks.
Yeah.
There's just so
That's
many.
a
good
tough
ones.
question.
It's an impossible
I love
question.
Van
It's like
Halen.
saying, what's your favorite song? of
Van
all time?
Halen, not Van Hagar.
Not Van Hagar, Van Halen.
It's tough.
And I think Hysteria is like one of the best albums from the 80s ever.
And if you're going like the hard, like the rock bands, like Guns N' Roses.
I mean, I love the
how you
Cult. I
Just
love
say
the Cure.
like Bon Jovi's. They're great.
I've always been a Motley Crue guy.
All right, we got to go. We love you. We love Ice Cold Dos Equis. We'll
Love
see you
it.
same time, same place
Stay thirsty,
tomorrow.
my friends.
Go America.
Go USA.
Off the bench.
All right, go to RejuveMeMedical.com. 13 locations. There's going to be one that's convenient for you if you're listening to us in Louisiana and even in location in Mississippi. They have got you covered, and they are going to help you feel like your youthful self once again. But they can't do that unless you go get that blood work done and get your labs done that we always talk about. So go have that easy process in and out, and then they take a look and they get you on a plan for success. RejuveMeMedical.com.
That's right. RejuveMeMedical.com. Go see them at one of their 13 awesome locations across Louisiana. So if you are anywhere hearing us in Louisiana, there's chances are you got a great clinic right there, medically staffed, great people that work there. They just make everything easy. You go see them, you get the blood work drawn, you talk to a medical professional, and just like take a look at your blood, see what needs to be done. Maybe there's nothing that needs to be done. But if you want something, want to get that youthful feeling again, maybe it's hormone replacement therapy. Louisiana's leader for the last 10 years. RejuveMeMedical.com.